What's going on YouTube? It's your boy Cam ATL. Shout out to the DFS squad. Shout out to everybody watching this video right now. Drop a like down below because I already know you're gonna love it. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Welcome to the channel once again. In this video, we are going to be touching on my favorite plays of the Thursday night showdown game between the Seattle Seahawks and the Los Angeles Rams. Now, we all know the Rams got embarrassed by Tampa Bay last week. This is finally, I think, going to be a showdown game that turns out to be good. Okay, we're going to have to wait and see, but I honestly think this could turn out to be a really good game. Seattle is at home in Seattle. And the Rams are on the road. But like I said, the Rams got embarrassed last weekend. I think they're going to come back and really want to put on a show. I think this is going to end up being a really tough game. When I try to think of game script, I kind of think shootout, to be real with you. That's my first thing on my mind is shootout. I honestly believe because they're not trying to give Gurley too many touches on the ground for Los Angeles. We all know they really want to give Carson the ball a million times, but Rashad Penny's back, so we don't really know how many touches everybody's going to get. I know that Rashad Penny is not going to get a ton into Carson's, but if Carson has fumbling issues, he could always be pulled and then suck, So I don't see a huge... I know Seattle loves to run the ball, but I honestly think it's going to be more of a shootout game. I do like Carson, though, don't get me wrong, but I do think if I have to come up with a game script, I do think this is a shootout, and I think you want the receivers, the playmakers on each team, all right? So let's start it off. As you know, I'll put about 3 or 4 guys that I really, really love on the screen, and we'll kind of just talk the slate in general. All right, so let's look at it. Now, there's a couple guys that are just too cheap in my mind. All right, first and foremost, Brandon Cooks at 7.8 seems way too cheap against the Seattle secondary. Really love him at 7.8. He's an amazing option. You can even put him at captain as well if you want to. He's not very expensive there either. But Brandon Cooks at 7.8, like I said, I expect this game to be an air it out. I think both teams are going to end up airing it out. I think Russell's going to have a good game. I think Goff's going to have a good game. I think it's, going to be one of those games. So Brandon Cooks gives me exposure to the shootout potential at only 7.8, okay? Brandon Cooks, we know the type of playmaking ability he has. I absolutely love him, all right? Another guy that I really, really love here is going to be Tyler Lockett on the other side. All right, Tyler Lockett is back home in Seattle. He is going against the Rams. Lockett had a downish day for his standards last weekend against Arizona. You would have expected him to have a big game against Arizona, seeing that Arizona had been giving it up everywhere. But he ended up only getting 9 because they blew Arizona out pretty easily. Disley had a huge game. But I think Lockett is in a bounce-back spot here. He's that type of player to shine in primetime situations. This is a Thursday night football at home in Seattle. I think Lockett's going to have an amazing game, and Los Angeles doesn't have any corners to keep up with him. I think Lockett could easily beat him over the top or just use his playmaking ability to slither around and end up getting to the end zone on a short dump-off or something like that. So Tyler Lockett's in an amazing position. Absolutely love him at 9.4 on the other side. Other Rams guys I love, obviously, I'm all over Cooper Kupp, once again at 9.6. Absolutely love him. The dude's been getting targeted ridiculously. He's the main target on this Rams offense by far. 12 targets and 15 targets the last 2 games. He's been getting targeted like crazy. The 15 had some to do with them getting blown out by Tampa Bay, so they just threw every play from then on. I mean, Todd Gurley got 11 targets in the past game last week, only ran 4 times. That's the type of game script they ended up having. Definitely didn't expect that, but it is what it is. So don't expect 15 targets, but right around the 10 that he normally gets, I would not be surprised to see at all. They did give up a shit ton of points, 37 Draftkings points to John Ross week 1. Cooper Kupp could have a huge game. Kupp's not the John Ross type of receiver, though. Guess who is? Brandon Cooks. All right, and Ross beat him over the top multiple times in that week 1 matchup, and I think that Cooks is the one that's going to be able to blow him over the top. But Kupp, obviously, with the targets involved, he's a very solid option. Now, also, Another thing that I've been thinking with the slate, honestly, the way I'm thinking to go, maybe one cheap play and then kind of just balance the rest out with the playmakers. Get all the Russell Wilson you want, all the Goff. I'm leaning Russell Wilson solely because he is at home in Seattle, but Goff is a good option as well. You're going to want some Kupp. You're going to want Lockett. You're going to want Cooks. You're going to want some Chris Carson. Like I said before, I'm completely fine with Chris Carson in this matchup against the Rams, okay? Rashad Penny will be back and will be active for this Week 5 game, okay? And the situation with Seattle that bothers me a little bit is Carson has fumbling issues, and if he happens to have fumbling issues in this game, they could give Penny a lot more touches because of that, okay? They do tend to pull him out when he starts fumbling a ton and give the backup some runs, so it bothers me a little bit with Penny being back, but like I said, as long as Carson doesn't have huge fumbling issues in this Thursday game, I think he should be fine. He should be able to get a red zone rush in for sure. All right. Another guy that I wanted to talk about, I'm not too much on Robert Woods this week. At 8,000, I would just rather have Brandon Cooks, to be honest with you, but Woods is fine as well. I mean, the dude got tons of run last week. Once again, 15 targets in the game. They were way, way down. This will be a closer game. They're not going to have to throw as much. I think they're going to utilize the run and the pass kind of evenly, both teams. So I definitely like Chris Carson. I'm going to go ahead and put Chris Carson at 8.2 in here because I just love that price for a team that loves to run heavy. Okay, Rashad Penny back or not, if Chris Carson does not have any fumbling issues here, I don't see Penny taking away enough carries to make Carson not a play at 8-2 on this Thursday showdown slate. I could definitely see Carson getting a few red zone rushes in, and he could have a huge game. So he's also a main guy that I love. Now let's talk value. Now that we got the three guys I really love in because due to price, all of these three guys I really, really love, price included. If you want to go Kupp instead of Lockett, that's completely fine. I just think Lockett's going to be able to beat this defense over top, kind of like John Ross did week 1, like we talked about. All right. Now, let's talk value plays on this slate because we all know on Showdown, if you can get a value punt guy right, it's going to be great for you because it allows you to spend up for a bunch of other people. All right. So one guy that sticks out to me a little bit is Tyler Higbee for the Rams. Let's go ahead and go to Tyler Higbee. Tyler Higbee is only 2,000. He is going to be going against the Seattle defense that gave up over 22 Draftkings points to Vance McDonald. They have done really, really well the last 2 weeks, stepping their game up against tight ends. But Jared Cook, they did very good against him. But Higbee is the type of dude that we just kind of need that one red zone target and we're good. The only thing that bothers me with Higbee a little bit is Everett's blow up last week. But like I said, the way that game script ended up going, they had to throw a shit ton. Everett just ended up having the day. I can see Everett being an amazing play though at 2,000. Higbee being an amazing play at 2,000. He is 1,200 less than Everett. And this dude still got 7 targets in the pass game last week. He got 5 targets week 1 with a touchdown. 3 targets against New Orleans, which is a letdown. But then he missed week 3. Okay, and then he came back, first game back, week 4, and got 7 targets, 4 receptions, 41 reception yards. I think Higbee, out of all the really, really cheap guys, I think Higbee's the guy who can get in the end zone. And at 2,000, he's a great salary saver guy as well. Another guy that I want to talk about, he is, where is he at? There he is, Jaron Brown. Jaron Brown is a little bit interesting here. All right, I'm going to be honest with you. He's a little interesting. All right, he doesn't get a ton of targets in the pass game, but in the first 2 games of the year, he did nothing. And then he got 6 targets week 3, 3 targets week 4. But week 4, they were up big. They didn't really need to target him much. All right. Now, I can expect another 5 to 6 target game here, and at 1,400, if he happens to get a nice little break-off one, and gets closer like to 70, 80 yards, 5 catches, then that's going to be great for Jaron Brown. And at 1,400, he's another guy that gets, like I said, I'm expecting about 5 to 6 targets in the pass game. And if he can catch majority of them, he should have a solid game here at 1,400. All right. And obviously, as always, on Showdown slates, kickers are always in play. I'm leaning Greg Zuerlein. Most of the time, I lean towards the home field kicker because they're just in their home field. But Zuerlein's been an absolute monster this year. 15, 9, 10, and 13 is his DraftKings points he's gotten week 1 through 4. He's in a great situation here in Seattle. I absolutely love him, man. I think both of these kickers are going to... You can play either one of these kickers. I'm not hating on either one. I just think Zuerlein's just the better fantasy kicker. He's going to get you more points most of the time. And with Seattle being at home, maybe they stop the Rams in the red zone a few times and get some good kicks going in here. So I definitely like Zuerlein. He's got a huge leg. He can hit those 50-yarders. So I definitely like the upside of Zuerlein at 3-4. He's another guy that I really, really like. And obviously, Jason Myers, you can play him as well, but he's 200 more than Zuerlein, and I like Zuerlein more. So you can also go Gerald Everett if you want to at 3-2. But I am leaning a little bit more on Higbee, to be completely honest with you, in this matchup. When it comes to both of the defense, I'm not really on the defenses this week because, like I said, I'm expecting a shootout between these two. Both defenses haven't been playing very well, and I think that it's going to be a shootout. So I'm definitely, the way that I'm going on this slate, final thoughts, the way that I'm going on this slate, okay, spend down for some value guys that you love. Maybe just one really is all you need. And then spend up for those 8K to 9.5 type of players that are super solid and are going to get a ton of targets, a ton of receptions, because DK is PPR. You don't even really have to go a Wilson or a Goff. Go those guys that they target a shit ton of times and take advantage of the PPR format and play it like that. All right? When it comes to selecting your captain, you can really go anyway, depending on how your money is looking when you go. Honestly, my favorite captain probably at this point in time, let me take these guys off so we can look at their captain prices. Lockett is 14-1 at captain. That's a little much. Kupp is 14-4. He has been balling. Both of these guys are okay, but I don't know if I want to pay up there. I think I would probably rather go Brandon Cooks at 11-7. Like I said, I honestly believe this could be the type of game where Brandon Cooks really shines against Seattle, okay? Because seeing how John Ross did them week 1 with a huge performance against them, and John Ross is one of those super quick stretch the field receivers, that is exactly what Brandon Cooks is, okay? So I can see him having a huge game here, and at 11-7, yes, please. All right, so he's definitely a solid price at the captain spot, and that's completely fine. All right, thank you guys for joining me as always, man. Good luck as always. Shit. No, I don't know. I've said as always a million times. Good luck. All right. Greenlightdfs.com, man. Join the squad. Hit up the website before Thursday night's primetime slate starts so you can get that added on for free. And then as well as getting your normal college football slates on Friday and Saturday. And you'll get the Sunday main slate and then Monday's showdown. All right. That's what you get all with the package. Greenlightdfs.com. Thank you guys for joining me as always, man. Let's get it. Drop a like, subscribe, comment below, and I'm out.